And we want to take you immediately to the candlelight vigil for those killed in the UPS plane crash on Tuesday. 3 of those victims just identified in the last 30 minutes.
That's right, Connie. UPS putting it out on their social media account. The names of the crew, here they are: Captain Richard Wartenberg, First Officer Lee Truitt, and International Relief Officer Captain Dana Diamond. UPS going on in their statement saying that their top priority right now is supporting all UPSers who live here in Louisville with resources and care. They go on to say this continues to be an incredibly sad time for our entire UPS community, and they acknowledge Louisville as well.
And photojournalist Aspen Hester is giving us a live look right now at the Teamsters Local 89 Union Hall, where these victims are being honored tonight. The Union chaplain will lead the community in prayer. The vigil started just a few moments ago at 5 tonight at that Union Hall. That is on Taylor Boulevard. And
the public is invited. Again, timed for the time of the crash on Tuesday at 5:15. Well, the vigil started just hours after the NTSB gave brand new information at 3 o'clock this afternoon on the crash. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. We now know the aircraft got more than 400 feet off the ground, to be precise, 475 feet before coming back down. And we want to take a look now at some new photos from the Kentucky Air National Guard. You can see here of them going through this rubble.
Again, 12 confirmed dead, 9 are still missing. Here's more information you need to know.
Yes, including in that 12 number of people dead, a child dug, bodies recovered, taken to the coroner from the scene. The coroner is trying to identify those bodies right now, but as you can imagine, it is a difficult task. 9 people still missing. The airport has reopened. LG&E is working to restore power in the area. 28 NTSB investigators on the scene originally, and told us today that there were several more that joined them today, so they have more than 30 members on that team. They got good data from the black box that was recovered from both the flight data and voice data recorders.
And Mayor Craig Greenberg today in a news conference urging people to report missing family members that they think could be related to the crash. One other good thing that came out at least of that news conference at 10 a.m., Connie, 6 people have come forward to connect with investigators. So they were taken off the missing list, which was at once at 15. WHS 11's Conroy Deluche is joining us live now. Conroy, you covered the 3 p.m. Press briefing with NTSB lead investigator there, the board member, Todd Inman. He did give some new details today.
Yes, we learned that the left engine was actually recovered right there on the runway at the airport, so that is now in their possession, and that both the recording devices, including the black box, as you just said, they got good extractions and good data points from those. So hopefully between those two and the more of the debris that they are recovering, they can paint a bigger picture as to what exactly happened out here that led to this crash, and they can try and ensure that something like this will never happen again. As for the landing gear, we asked about that. That has been identified, but it's not retrieved yet because it's actually in the area that you showed where NTSB is looking through the debris, and also they're still looking for any victims that are still out there. As you said, 9 are still missing, and the mayor pointed out these are 9 people that are presumed to be in that area at the time of the crash that happened almost 48 hours ago right now. We did get more preliminary data on the crash. We learned that the last reporting time was at 5:13, just 2 minutes before the crash. The plane, as Connie said, was at an altitude of 475 feet, traveling at 183 knots. So the plane reached at least that high before crashing. Todd Inman with NTSB told us about their priority when it comes to removing debris in this process.
We are here right now to collect perishable evidence, and when we mean perishable, things that, memories that may fade, making sure we're getting that. Then we secure it and move it to whatever locations we may need for testing. So hopefully we can limit our footprint here in the next few weeks and then move the rest of the information or investigation to wherever it needs to be. Engines sometimes have to go to another location, and we have processes for that.
Yeah, as for, reconstructing what happened, he pointed out they've done about 150,000 of these investigations. So they have processes for this, and they've even reconstructed an airplane that landed in the ocean. So this is something that they are expecting to handle. So right now we know the left engine has been recovered, both recording devices. They've been able to extract some good information from that. We don't know what exactly. They say that they're not going to release the audio from either one of those, but they will release transcripts of pertinent events that led up to this crash, hopefully again, in hopes that something like this, these specific circumstances, Doug and Connie, will never happen again.
Conroy, thank you very much. More of our continuing coverage now. We want to take you up to the air, some aerial footage that is just coming into our newsroom from today. You can see it here. This was recorded today, and you can see right there in the middle of your screen, that is the half-mile-long debris field. The airport would be actually at the top of your screen there. This stretches from the end of the runway right down to grade lane. You see that big warehouse there, Connie? The aircraft clipped that building, and then as it was coming down, there is the line once again that we can show you that stretches there to grade lane. Right.
It was pretty amazing how those white buildings right outside of the fence were not touched, except for on the corner there.
Now here we're highlighting that this is the half-mile-long debris field. As you can see, that's where the aircraft came down. It reached a height of 475 feet before crashing. The 475 feet would be about the same height that's the black skyscraper in downtown Louisville.
It's just unbelievable, the length of that debris field alone, Doug. And
So-
just the folks that have seen it up close have just talked about it.
That's a great point, because that is the entire area that the NTSB investigators are investigating. Grade A Recycling, one of the businesses in the direct path of the plane of the destruction. In that video down below we just showed you, Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Jessica Farley are live there on grade lane. Alexandra, you talked with an employee today, an eyewitness to the crash.
Doug, Connie, the eyewitness testimony and the video is hard to watch, but it's even more difficult for Rob Sanders, who had to relive all of this. He watched the crash site go up in flames and lost some of his dear coworkers. Grade A Recycling is devastated by this plane crash, and the company is grieving this together.
1,000 times you thought, what would happen, if a plane was to actually crash here, being so close and stuff like that, but you don't think it ever really happened. And then when it does, it's just, it's surreal. It's hard to deal with,
Did everybody make it out? No. What do you mean, no? No!
Behind the camera in that video is Rob Sanders.
I still get shaken whenever I talk about it,
He's worked at Grade A Recycling for over a decade, a building that neighbors the UPS Worldport, caught in the path of destruction when a UPS MD-11 cargo plane crashed on Tuesday.
I stepped outside the bay door in front of the building and looked, and all I could see was a huge fireball going up in the sky and black smoke. And I didn't know I thought it was the end of the world, honestly. I thought we were all dead.
Rob lived in an RV on site at his job. He says he was inside of the camper just minutes before the plane crashed at 5:15 p.m.
Like I said, I lost, most everything I own, but that's material things compared to what some of the others lost up there.
Lives gone in this tragedy. Sanders says several are close friends of his.
Losing employees, customers, either way, it's just like losing actual family.
People that showed up at work that morning didn't expect to have to deal with that horrific event, and they certainly didn't expect not to go home.
Sean Garber is the owner of Grade A Recycling. He says people who were at Grade A are still missing.
Our buildings, I would describe as ground zero. That's where the plane ended up resting.
For Rob, a piece of him was left behind at the crash site.
I'll never forget them. I wish we could go back in time and things be different.
Now, what stood out to me when I was talking to Rob is his gratitude for his coworkers who are continuously checking up on him. He also said he was so thankful for the Louisville community and beyond for offering their support and sympathy for the victims of this devastating plane crash. Now, I want you to take a look at what is around me right now. I'm going to step out of frame. We're actually the closest we have gotten to the crash site since the incident happened. We're here on Grade Lane and Crittenden Drive. This barrier has been moved up just a little bit, and just earlier today we could hear authorities saying that this is still an active hazmat site, and no one is going to be able to go beyond this barrier right here. We're live in Louisville. Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side. Connie, Doug, send it back to you.
Being in the military, I've also been deployed many places around the world. We've had drone crashes, and those are small fires compared to what this was.
That's Kyle Miller talking to us today. 24 years fighting fires all over the world. Tuesday's crash in Louisville was the worst Kyle tells us he has ever seen. Firefighters with the Kentucky Air National Guard were some of the very first to arrive on the sprawling scene of Tuesday's blaze.
And like many of you, they saw the smoke stretching across the city and knew the day would go down in history, unfortunately. And our Ian Hardwick met Kyle Miller today.
Ian, you've been talking to him. What did he tell you about the fire in those very first moments? Really an inferno at that moment.
Yeah, Doug, he described it as absolute chaos. He was on that fire for about 7 hours straight, and in that entire time, he actually never saw the airplane until those flames went out. Here's what he told me earlier today. The adrenaline's gone, but the memories remain.
It still smells a little bit like oil.
Kyle Miller's a Kentucky Air National Guard firefighter. As smoke crawled over Louisville Tuesday, he knew it'd be one of the longest nights of his 24-year career.
I've never experienced anything with this much fuel, this giant of an aircraft. It was definitely probably a once-in-a-career thing.
He's seen thousands of flights come and go, but he didn't see UPS Flight 2976 until after the fire was out.
When we got there that night, we didn't know that the aircraft had kept going, for a quarter to a half a mile. We just got stopped by a big wall of smoke and fire.
Behind the wheel of a pump truck like this, he made sure a steady supply of foam prevented more jet fuel from catching fire. Miller found strength,
duty,
and drove forward.
Duty to do what I'm supposed to do.
Duty. That's what led Alexis Desmond to gather 200 meals on the Free Food Louisville Facebook page.
That's what you do when people are in need, though. That's what you do when your community needs you to show up. And if you're not going to do it, who is?
Delivered into the crash site where our cameras haven't been able to go. The Kentucky Air National Guard shared these photos as air testing continues in the debris field. They show vehicles completely burned out, unrecognizable, and the oil tanks that exploded after thousands of gallons of jet fuel sent South Louisville ablaze.
There was a big ball of fire, and you could feel it then.
A ball of fire he put out with dozens of brave souls like his. This photo from the Pleasure Ridge Park Fire Department shows Miller's truck near snapped power lines and curtains of fire.
We played a small part in it.
Small, but crucial. And out here, we're still unable to actually go inside that debris field. We were able to get some photos of today, but a lot of the traffic in the area near Grade Lane has returned to normal. When we can get inside, obviously, we'll bring that to you. For now, I'm live with Chief Photojournalist Philip Merle, Ian Hardwick for WHAS 11 on your side.
Ian, thank you so much. And don't forget, our coverage will continue right here for you on Channel 11 and on the free WHAS 11 Plus app, where you can watch all these live news conferences from the NTSB, many more to come. Download the free WHAS 11 Plus app.
All right, we want to get over quickly to Mallory to give us some information. The weather could be changing coming tomorrow, right, Mallory?
Yeah, we do have some big changes on the way through that 7-day forecast, the chance for rain, the chance for some flurries, some ups and downs with our temperatures, especially by the end of the weekend and into early next week. Something, of course, that we've been monitoring here is the air quality. Thankfully, it never got any worse than moderate across the Louisville Metro, and as it stands right now, it is good. We are taking a live look outside just before sunset here from our Hughes and Coleman Shriners Children's camera over downtown Louisville. Temperatures today right around average for this time of year, low to mid 60s across Kentuckiana. We did have lighter wind speeds coming in from the southeast between about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So all in all, a nice quiet November day. Satellite and radar showing some cloud cover off to our west and northwest. That will filter in later on tonight. So our temperatures will drop down till around midnight, and then they'll actually rise as we get closer to sunrise tomorrow, and those temperatures will climb back back into the 60s. Now, we do have the chance for some gusty showers and a few thunderstorms primarily to the south tomorrow. We'll be breaking down those details and, of course, that winter-like chill that's on the way next week. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast. Connie and Doug.
Thanks, Mallory.
Mallory, thank you very much. And right now, the vigil is underway. Some of the speeches are beginning here. This is in South Louisville. This is at the Teamsters Local 89 Union Hall at the Waterston Expressway and Taylor Boulevard.
And Doug, we know that a chaplain was going to say a few words of comfort to hundreds of people, I'm sure, who are there. We're taking a look. The mayor is there, Congressman Morgan McGarvey, among other dignitaries that are up in the front. And all this is to provide some sense of support to the families of the crash victims.
Really Louisville's first big community vigil. They say they have enough space for 500 people, expecting a large crowd. Honoring the victims. Again, as a few moments ago, we did learn the names of the 3-person flight crew. UPS releasing that just moments ago of UPS Flight 2976. This will become a candlelight vigil here in just a few minutes.
Absolutely.
At sunset.
We'll be going back to it in just a minute. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with more coverage.